Hey guys, hi and welcome to the video. So in the last video, I wrote some classes for spoofing agents for Selenium Python, right? But you know what's the problem here? It's not a good idea because some websites you want to use proxy. Some website you don't want to use proxy, but you want to use user agent. Some websites might need a headless Chrome and not the, you don't need proxies and headless. So you see there are various combination. So basically based on the website, you have to keep changing the code. I don't like the fact, right? That's why I believe in creating templates. So I wrote all these classes right now. How do I even make it so generalized that all these settings I can control it via database? So let's try to design the tables for this purposes, right? So I'm on raw.io and we'll essentially start designing this. So let's define a first table called site. Or first of all, let's define the table called user agent. Okay, so this right here would store all the user agent, and let's give it a unique ID, primary key, and you will have user agent. Remove that. Okay, so that's my first table that I would have. Now let's write the second table. This would essentially, so this would all contain essentially this, what you call that, these headless, right? Essentially this what you call user agents, fake user agent. So in the query we can just randomly select one from the table. So this information comes from here. You don't want to hard code anything in the code, man. Your code should be just a template, a scaffold. So now what I'm doing is I need a table for the proxy settings. So I would say DBO. So let's have a unique ID, proxy. This is a primary key which will auto increment, right? And now what we have is the IP address, and we have the port. Okay, so that's that table. Now let's put up the next table. So this table right here would be essentially settings, right? So over here we need settings ID, which is a primary key. Then we need is headless. This is gonna be a Boolean flag, a Boolean data type. Then we need is proxy. That means for a given website, do you need a proxy? Then we need is so we have headless, we have proxies. Then we need a user agent. So again, this is also going to be a Boolean, right? So this essentially table would store the information or settings for a given website. What settings do you want to use? Because you don't want to keep changing code, man. Trust me, not good idea. So let's have this one right here. So we have this one, beautifully done. So we have all these. So we have all these templates, right, in the classes. So we now we're designing the database schema. So that's that. Now let's have, so we need to create a site, right? You'll do a web scraping for a particular site, right? So let's call DBO sites. Let's have a site ID, which is a primary key. Then you will have a, now here is where your relation starts, right? So for a particular site, you will have a scrape URL, right? So once you have the scrape URL, then you want to have then you will have a particular setting. So you'll have a settings ID. This will tell you essentially whether it's an F key. So this setting ID would tell you essentially whether let's put this one here, and I wish I could change the color a bit. That's fine, the red is fine, and this, let's make it a little bit thinner. 2 is fine. So settings ID would tell you what setting is needed for a WebDriver object. Then essentially we need this would, so we will do essentially based on this, we would provide do a join use on a user agent ID. Again, that's an F key here. Let's join this bad boy over to this guy. Okay, so that's that. Now what's there, right? So let me see, I need to enter a new row, and I always have a hard time finding the right option here. Oh yeah, there you go. So okay, so we have the user agent ID, and then we need the proxy ID. So this is essentially again a foreign key which will tell you what proxy IP address to use, right? So this information right here would go to this table right here. It would do a join on this table. So now essentially for a given website, it tells you whether you want to use headless, proxy, or that. So you do set up this one, and essentially you have the scrape URL, and then you also have a proxy ID. The proxy ID will essentially tell you which, so essentially you are breaking down your code by my, so instead of hard coding everything, now everything comes from table. So you store the settings in the table, and then based on that, it would, I think I have an extra T here, it would do that. So this schema right here would essentially tell you for a given website, what settings do you want to use? Do you want to use headless? Do you want to use proxy? Do you want to use user agent? You can quickly come do an on and off on the database schema, and then your code essentially just reads the data from SQLite or whatever database you use, right, for here, and then essentially apply those settings. Let's see what else we could do here. So we had the user agent class, which stores all of that. We have a settings class which will take care of that. So we have the WebDriver options. So all these options as well, you could store the options in the database, and essentially and essentially you can say, oh, these are the options that I want for a particular site. For example, incognito, disable SSM. So we essentially, if you wanted to have that in the design, what we could do is we could have one more table called dbo.options. So dbo.option, now we'll have a option ID, which is a primary key, which is going to be auto increment, right? Now essentially what we would do is so essentially we want the option name and then the option value. So for example, I want to add the incognito option, right? So essentially you this one, okay, so you say option name, so you tell what the option is, and then this column right here would be option value. This is where the actual incognito, so this right here, the settings would go, right? So that's that. And then what you need to do, remember, you need to have a site ID, because a given site might have so for a site, right, for example, for site Amazon, you want to have incognito, you want to have disable SSH, right? So so this FK would so essentially this one right here would act as an FK. So and now here we could, this would join here. So now essentially what you could do, so we just broke down our code, all the code into schemas now, right? So for a given website, you can define what settings do you want. Do you want to use headless, proxy, this, and based on that, it would give you the proxy IP port, it would give you the user agent from the table, and then what option to use, you have the ability to do that. Essentially, you need to do a couple of joins here and there. Once you do that, once you have the queries, then it's just easy, because now you do not have to change code. Anytime a website comes and if you need a different setting, you just come and change the settings and you just set up a site, right? So that's essentially the idea. As I said, this is a very pseudo schema. Again, as I said, not one of the best schemas. I'm not a database professional. My strengths are more on Python and backend engineering and AWS scripting, but it's good to understand, right? Just have an idea. And if you want, give it a shot. Try to create the schema on SQLite and see if you are able to link this to the scaffold code that we created in the last video. For example, this one, how to write classes for Selenium Python. Hope you have enjoyed this small walkthrough, and if you did enjoy this, do let me know in the comment section below. And if you need more sort of design session like that, let me know. I'll be very happy to do more design sessions and just do all these diagrams and understand, okay, this is how we'll do it, this is how we are planning to do this part. Now, one of the problem with this schema, and if a professional database guy looks, he'll say, oh, but you are repeating an option a lot of times, right? So why don't you just have an option table which has list of all the Selenium options, and essentially you select what options do you want for a given site. So what he or she would say, and I would just try my best here. So option name, option value, and he would say, no, we won't design this. So we'll have a primary key called option ID, and for a so now here, instead of doing this option, so this is the option table, right? So he or she would say Let's get rid of this one. We don't need that. So here you only store the site ID because a given site might have many option, might have one or many options. So one to many relationship, right? So let's call this option temp, whatever. Just so that's that. So now for a given site ID, you might have one or many options, right? So what do I call this table? I'm just thinking. It's a sort of one to. Let's just call it temp. So option ID. Not. Let's call this. Yeah, I'll just call it temp. So now let's define the primary key here. This is an auto increment. You will have a site ID, which is a foreign key, and then you would have again a foreign key, which would be option ID. So now you're not repeating options. So we just broke that part as well. So now we do a join here, and this way, guys, and let me clean this up a little bit. And we can write stored procs for as well for all these things. Let me get, okay, perfect. Looks beautiful, man. Just the way I wanted. So what is this site ID? This would join here to the primary table. And that's pretty much it, right? Spoofing. So spoofing, let's call database design session. So yeah, man, this is essentially your schema for your spoofing user agent. So you can store all these information on a database and then just read this relational data and then apply to your Python classes. This is exactly how you want to do it. This is the professional way of doing it. You'd never want to keep changing code. You always want to have all these things, all these settings should be on a database, and just by changing things in the database, the code changes automatically. That's how you have to proceed. Thank you so much for watching. If you loved this video, do let me know in the comments, and I would definitely create more of the design sessions like this. So you all can come and, okay, so that's how we work in company as well. We brainstorm, right? We come and say, okay, I need a design session. Okay, what about this? Let's design this, let's design that. That's how you learn and grow, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling, keep coding, and I would see you guys in the upcoming next video. Thank you so much.